Hi, my name is Rachel, and this is lesson 3 of my Follow Along Korean series. Now at this point it would make the most sense to teach you how to conjugate verbs, which means how to put verbs into the future tense, past tense, present tense, and so on. But the Korean rules for past tense and present tense are a little bit more extensive and something that I will make a video on very soon. But something that I feel like is very motivating for most people is when we can start making sentences immediately. For this reason, I'm going to give you a handful of verbs that I've already conjugated into the present tense, and then in a future video I will teach the actual rules for how to conjugate them. We are also going to practice the particle 에서, which is the location particle, which kind of loosely translates to at or in. As I've said in the previous videos, feel free to take some notes and have them out in front of you, and please pause the video as often as you need and take all the time that you need to answer each question. Towards the end of the video there will be a practice round that you can come back to at any point in the future as your Korean level gets better and faster. And let's go ahead and get started. Okay, starting with simple sentences. So first let's start with some 새로운 단어, some new words. Now I'm going to give you 4 new verbs today. I'm going to give you the English, the dictionary form, and then the conjugated form. What I mean by conjugated form is when you turn a verb into past tense, present tense, future tense, and so on. Now the dictionary form is how you would generally learn it, and in future videos I'm going to teach you how to conjugate into past, present, and future tense. But just to make things really easy today, because it's a long explanation for how to conjugate and learning all the different rules, so just to make it really easy today, I'm just going to give you the conjugated form. Okay, so starting with to study. In the dictionary, you will find it as 공부하다, 공부하다. But conjugated into present tense is 공부해, 공부해. Now, 공부해 is the casual form. If we want to make this polite form, we will say 공부해요, 공부해요. When you add 요 to the end of a verb, it turns it into polite form. So it's actually quite easy to change from casual to polite, just 공부해, 공부해요. Next we have to clean. To clean is 청소하다, 청소하다. And the conjugated form in present tense is 청소해, 청소해. And polite form, 청소해요, 청소해요. Next we have to eat. To eat is 먹다, 먹다. And conjugated, 먹어 in casual and 먹어요 in polite. Lastly, we have to swim, which is 수영하다, 수영하다. Conjugated into present tense, we have 수영해, 수영해. And 수영해요 in polite form. Now today, like I said, we are only going to be practicing the conjugated form into present tense. So this column right here. Okay, so here we have the verbs that we just learned. Now we need to remember the word for I. Do you remember I from last lesson? We have na in casual Korean and 저 in polite form. Now if we were to use na, then all of the verbs that we just learned, we would just simply drop the 요, and it would be like this. But like in the previous videos, we're going to be practicing polite form, which means we will be using 저, so let's add the 요 back to the verbs. Now we need to do I plus the topic particle, which we learned in the last lesson. And the topic particle was either 는 or 은. Now na ends with a vowel, which means it's 나, 는. And 저 also ends with a vowel, so it's also 저는. And for the 100th time, we are going to be practicing polite form today, which means we'll be using 저는. Okay, so let's start with something simple. I study. So first we need the word for I plus the topic particle, which is 저는, and study. 공부해요. 저는 공부해요. How about I eat? What do you think? 저는 먹어요. 저는 먹어요. I swim. 저는 수영해요. 저는 수영해요. I clean. 저는 청소해요. 저는 청소해요. Now just a reminder that if we wanted to make this into casual form, we would simply change the 저는 into 나는, and the 요 at the end, bye-bye. 나는 청소해. So listening to the difference, 저는 청소해요. 나는 청소해. Okay, let's learn another new word here. At. At, very loosely translated into Korean, is 에서. 에서. Now, I say loosely translated because it can also mean in or on, as in Korea, in the library, or on, as in on the 4th floor, and so on. So it's really just to mark your location. Just to keep it easy today, I'm going to keep it translated as at, but just understand that it can also translate to different things in English. So if we're going to be studying at, then we need to learn some places. Let's start with a word that we've done in the past lessons, 집, house or home. And then 3 new words, we've got 해변, beach, 해변, 도서관, library, 도서관, 부엌, kitchen, 부엌. Okay, so at home, how do you think we would say at home? Well, first we need home, which is 집. Now to say at home, what do you think? If you thought 에서 집, that would be a good guess. But one of the things that makes Korean a little bit difficult for English speakers is that a lot of things are very reversed from our English order. So instead of 에서 집, the correct wording is 집에서. 집에서. Okay, then how would you say at the beach? 해변에서. 해변에서. Now notice that we don't really need the word the here. Unlike English, Korean doesn't need to specify at the beach or at a beach. They simply say at beach, which explains why when I'm teaching my Korean students English, they'll say something like at beach, and then I'll say, no, it's actually at the beach. And then they'll say, oh, okay, got it. And then they'll say something like at the home. And then I'll say, no, we don't need the for home. It's just at home. And then they say, teacher, why? And then I say, because English is ridiculous. A very common explanation I give for the English grammar. So be very happy that you are studying Korean and not learning English. Okay, so let's move on to at the library. What do you think would be at the library? 도서관에서. 도서관에서. How about at the kitchen, or more naturally in English, of course, in the kitchen? 부엌에서. 부엌에서. Okay, repeat after me. 집에서. 해변에서. 도서관에서. 부엌에서. Okay, so we've learned some verbs today and we've learned some places today. And of course we know I plus the topic particle is 저는. So let's go ahead and make some longer sentences here. If I have the sentence, I eat in the kitchen, what do you think that might be? Well, first let's start with I. I is 저는, and then we have eat, which is 먹어요. And lastly, in the kitchen is 부엌에서. However, the verb in Korean must always go at the end, which means that the verbs and places must switch. And let's also get the word at in here, 에서, just so we can remember. So now, I eat in the kitchen becomes 저는 부엌에서 먹어요. 저는 부엌에서 먹어요. Okay, I swim at the beach. Now let's put this in the natural Korean order. I plus the topic particle, beach at swim. What do you think? 저는 해변에서 수영해요. 저는 해변에서 수영해요. Okay, how about I study at the library? I, topic particle, library at, study. 저는 도서관에서 공부해요. 저는 도서관에서 공부해요. I clean at home. This time I'm not going to show you the Korean sentence order, so what do you think? 저는 집에서 청소해요. 저는 집에서 청소해요. Okay, let's move on to the practice party. As always, this is going to go a bit faster. I'm only going to give a few seconds to answer each question. If this is too fast for you, of course, please pause the video and take as long as you need to answer each question. This is something that you can return to in the future as your Korean improves and gets faster. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, here is the sentence pattern or sentence equation as I like to call it. And we're going to make a handful of sentences here. Some will make a lot of sense and some might be a little goofy. So let's go ahead and get started. I study at home. 저는 집에서 공부해요. I eat at home. 저는 집에서 먹어요. I clean in the kitchen. 저는 부엌에서 청소해요. I swim at the beach. 저는 해변에서 수영해요. I swim in the kitchen. You crazy cat. Get out of the sink. 저는 부엌에서 수영해요. I eat in the library. 저는 도서관에서 먹어요. I eat at the beach. 저는 해변에서 먹어요. I study at the beach. 저는 해변에서 공부해요. Okay, and in case you want some more words to practice with, here are a few more places and a few more verbs that you can go ahead and write down and make your own sentences. Great job today, and I'll see you in the next video.